Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our city council meeting. Today is Tuesday, August the 20th. I'm sorry, I have to look down, I forgot. But August 20th, I do call this meeting to order. It is 3:03 p.m. Okay, we will move on to our invocation and pledge of allegiance. Do you mind leading us in the pledge?
Sure.
And for our invocation, we have Deacon Javier Ebertowski with St. Joseph Catholic Church. Welcome.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen.
Amen.
Heavenly Father, God of justice and mercy, we thank you for the gift of life and the gift of this day. We thank you for the opportunity to serve the people of Alice. We ask you to help us to act with conviction and charity, with character. Help us to listen to one another with understanding and openness and goodwill. Help us to speak the truth with charity. Heavenly Father, we ask you would send forth your Spirit, that we may have a spirit of service, that we may faithfully discharge our duties and promote the common good. Help us to bring your joy, your peace, and your love to our families and to our community. We ask all these things through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Let's push your right hand over your heart and recite the pledge with me, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deacon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Moving on to agenda item number 3, we have public comments. I do not see anyone wishing to speak before council. We'll move on to our city council members, if they have any public comments or any announcements. Mr. Molina?
No, I have none. Just want to welcome everybody.
I was like, yes, you do.
Huh?
Yes, you do. A special
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, all right, I'll do it since you insist. I just want to congratulate my son and his fiancee on the arrival of my first grandson. And it's just a very special time for us. And just want to congratulate him.
Congratulations. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Molina.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes, congratulations to the Molina family. Very excited, beautiful baby. Such a
Thank you.
beautiful blessing. Just everybody to have a blessed day, and thank you, first responders, for all you do. I see you back there, and as always, you have my heart. So keep safe. Thank you.
Again, thank you, everybody who's here, everybody watching at home. Congratulations, Robert, on your first grandbaby there.
Thank you, brother.
And our firefighters, first responders. Also, we're getting into the hot season, 100-degree weathers. So everybody keep an eye on your pets and your elderly and take care of each other. Try to stay cool. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Garza, for reminding us of that, because it is hot out there. And stay hydrated and safe. I'd like to welcome our city attorney back. Welcome back. So congratulations, Mr. Molina,
Thank you.
to your
Appreciate it.
family, your son.
Thank you.
Welcome, everyone, and we'll proceed to our next agenda item, which is our presentations. You know, I was gonna say, well, I'll open up one at a time. I was gonna open them all, but, okay. Agenda item 4.1, certificate of recognition to the Landscape Guy and Nursery Company and A1 Tree Services. We would like to, before we go down there, council, I'd ask you to join us down there. They're not here yet?
No,
Okay.
A1 is here.
Just, okay.
Josh is here.
Council, you're okay with moving on to the next agenda item and then?
He's trying to make it.
Okay,
Michael is, but
well, we'll go to the next one and then we'll,
Okay.
No, it's
is
coming
that
back.
okay with you, sir? Okay, okay. All right. Agenda item 4.2, introduction of new Alice Fire Department firefighter. Hello.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I have the honor today to introduce one of our newest firefighters. In your packet, there should be a little flyer with some information
Yeah.
about him. But Mr. Zachary Robertson is our newest firefighter. He has been with us for a year. He just completed his probationary period and is now officially a firefighter. He is born and raised here in this area. Went to school in Ben Bolt, graduated from Ben Bolt High School, and has began raising his family. He's married to his wonderful wife Megan, and I happen to know both him and his wife since they were little bitty kids. So I watched Zachary grow up in the fire department over in Ben Bolt as a volunteer firefighter, and his father is also a volunteer firefighter, and his family is very involved with our fire department down there. So he was raised around the fire service, so it's nothing new for him. He's just decided to make it a career. He went to school and went to the fire academy and is now officially a firefighter. So I will bring him up. Come on up. This is Zachary Robertson, and we welcome him, and we hope that he has a long career here.
Welcome.
All right, welcome.
Mr.
Thomas.
Tom-
Mr. Thomas, Chief Thomas?
Hey, yeah, you want to take a picture, or?
Get his firemen in there too, or?
Yes. All our firefighters.
He's generations from Alice. His grandparents are Robertson Funeral. Yeah. And his wife Megan, her grandparents were Blair Sharp on the front too. Family very much Alice. Exactly. Doesn't get much more developed than that. Feel bad for you.
Mayor, so Michael will not be here, so it's just Josh.
Oh,
So you
okay.
can go back to that
Okay.
if you want.
Oh, and so he's not gonna be able to make it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I asked Josh, is it ready? It's like he told me he's not going to make it.
Okay. All right.
I bet you that's a nice picture of everybody back here.
Huh?
I said, I bet you it's a nice picture of
Oh, I
everybody
know.
back here.
Yes.
Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so. Oh my God, these are so cute. Thank
I meant to bring him
you.
out earlier, so.
You just give us one. It's cute, so cute. Thank you.
Sorry, all right.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we were just informed that unfortunately, Mr. Rivero is not going to be able to make it, so we'd like to go ahead and move forward with that agenda item and do that presentation. I just want to inform everyone that we were so appreciative of these companies that stepped forward. They called to City Hall and asked if they could do this for our city, because they said they visit other cities and noticed the welcome sign, and they said, we want that entrance to look beautiful, and they did. They took that upon themselves, and we really appreciate it. I know it was a lot of time and effort, so thank you so much. That also being said, I know that this weekend, our Jim Wells County Rotary Club also went out there and put some coyotes to make it even more pretty. So, and they painted the letters and stuff. So thanks to the Jim Wells County Rotary Club for doing that. And then I'd like to recognize y'all and thank y'all for what you've done for our community and for our city. So we'd like to present this to you on behalf of the city of Alice and our community, just to say thank you so much for what you have contributed and what you volunteered and donated to our community. So your community service to the city of Alice presented to Joshua Leos, owner of A1 Tree Services, with heartfelt thanks for your generous donation of time and labor to landscape the city of Alice Highway 44 entrance on the 20th day of August, 2024. Thank you so much.
We look forward to doing more. I know that there's more.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. No, okay. Be second. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She has it.
Brother, thank you for all the work you guys do.
Yes, thank you. I said hello to you. And if you don't have, would you receive this on behalf of the city of Alice to Mr. Michael Rivera? It's also in recognition and thanks to.
And honestly, so that we know, the one behind it all was Michael, and he asked me if I wanted to do that to help out, and I said, of course, I've seen that area, and then I saw another area too. He says, yeah, we'll see if they want to work on that area next, but he was behind it all, and then, of course, all the materials, we provided the labor, but the materials, they came out of his pocket, so he's honestly, he was so selfless and encouraging me to even want to go above and beyond. So even after they painted the coyotes and the lettering, I saw in the picture that the back palm tree still had a lot of like boots, little whiskers sticking out, so we went and we shaved it up.
Yeah.
So it looks a lot more presentable now, which ultimately it just brings more attraction to the city.
And we all plan on taking a group picture right out there.
Yes, yes, we will.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So,
First turn.
this is for Mr. Rivera. Thank you so much. Sorry, I won't hide your.
And I'm gonna kind of get closer to,
Oh.
see like this. Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to doing it again.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good job, good guys like you, our city girls.
Thank you, Jesus.
Teamwork.
God bless you, yes. We'll make the dreams work. God bless you guys. Good to see you. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Make a run for the world.
Thanks for
God bless
doing
you.
everything.
We'll see you.
Appreciate it.
Such a
See you guys.
class act, nice
Man,
guy.
that was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was awesome, and we're so appreciative. It looks beautiful. If anyone has a chance to go out there to drive by it, it really looks nice.
And the gentleman was such a class act, and I appreciate it. Nice to have people like those around us. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
We graduated together. So
Oh,
he's been
really?
a good guy.
Oh,
Aw.
wow.
Yeah,
Classmates, nice.
way back. So, move,
Patrick too, right?
sorry.
We all graduated together.
Patrick.
Oh.
Vanessa.
It's all in the family.
All right, everybody stand up.
Let's take a picture. Class
Thank y'all
reunion.
so much.
Wow.
So, moving
great.
on to agenda item 4.3, delivery of the 2024 certified values as certified by Jim Wells County Appraisal District.
Mayor and Council, just simply the current values that were delivered by the Appraisal District. The net taxable value in the city of Alice is 920,438,743. That's after reductions to market value. So the valuation of the entire city, without those reductions, it's over $1 billion. So, and if you look at there, you'll see the different reductions that lower the net taxable value. There's ag use, homestead limit, the 20% circuit breaker, which is a little bit new. Homestead over 65, disabled, veterans, Freeport exemptions, and pollution control exemptions.
Okay. Council, any questions in reference to the certified numbers?
I'm good, Mayor, thank you.
Mrs. Bowen?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Mr. Garza?
Before we get that, you're out of order.
Am I out?
It's just presentation of.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Good anyway.
And
I
just to-
appreciate the correction, sir, and keeping us in line.
Shut her down.
Are you still-
Delivery.
Mayor, are you still happy I'm back?
Huh?
Are you still happy I'm
Of
back?
course I am. You
your
gotta
job.
keep, that's what you keep us in order there, so. I'm so used to,
Doing whatever you want.
oh, that's not true.
Apologize. Joke.
All right, I'm sorry, thank you, council, I'm sorry about that.
Good.
Let's move on to, agenda item number 5, consent agenda. All consent agenda items are considered to be routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and voted on separately. 5.1, discuss, consider, and act upon approval of city council minutes for July 16, 2024 city council meeting. City council minutes for budget workshop for August 6, 2024, and city council minutes for budget workshop August 13, 2024. 5.2, discuss, consider, and act upon approving application for tax refund for year 2022 on property described as HEB LP business inventory. I don't know what FF stands for, but
Furniture and fixtures.
fixtures and
Furniture
furniture.
and fixtures.
And ME, located account number HEB SO00G01 at 1115 East Main Street, City of Alice, Jomos County, Texas. 5.3, discuss, consider, and act upon approving application for tax refund for year 2023, property described HEB LP business inventory, fixtures and furniture, ME located, I think that's machinery and equipment, correct? Located account number HEB S00G01, 1115 East Main Street, City of Alice, Jimwills County, Texas. 5.4, discuss, consider, and act upon approving application for tax refund for year 2023 on property described as Texas Avenue Commercial Subdivision, Partial Lot 1, Block 1, 0007.585, known as 1115 East Main Street, City of Alice, Jomos County, Texas. 5.5, discuss, consider, and act upon approving application for tax refund for 2023 on property described on Texas Avenue Commercial Subdivision, Part Lot 1, Block 1, 0000.5000, also known as 1115 East Main Street, City of Alice, Jomos County, Texas. 5.6, discuss, consider, and act upon approving application for tax refund for year 2023 on property described as Skyline Edition Unit Number 2, Lot 18, Block 7, 901 Sunset Drive, City of Alice, Jomos County, Texas. 5.7, discuss, consider, and act upon approving application for tax refund for year 2023 on property described as Oaks Estate Edition Lot 29, also known as 1307 Ebony Circle, City of Alice, Jomos County, Texas. 5.8, discuss, consider, and act upon approving application for tax refund for year 2023 on property described as Edgewood Number 1, Lot 6, Block 3, also known as 1301 Roosevelt, City of Alice, Jim Wells County, Texas. Council, do you have any objections to the consent agenda? Would you like to move any of these items for individual consideration?
I just have a question on 5.8. I think there might have been a typo. It should be, it says 1321 on the documentation, but it says 1301 on the agenda. So I don't know if that is a typo or which one is correct.
1321 is right, the agenda title.
The agenda is a typo?
That's what it appears to be. That's 1321. Yes, sir. Oh, Edgewood number 1, what you're saying? Edgewood number
Yeah,
one,
I think
lot
it says Edgewood number 1?
lot six.
Okay,
Yeah, that's-
Yes.
because I live on Edgewood number 2, so that is correct, then it's 1321.
Then, if you're asking me whether or not we can proceed, then I would say yes, we can proceed as long as the legal description is correct
Okay,
on the property. You could go ahead, it's just as
Okay.
thank you.
in regards to the physical evidence.
Okay, that's all.
Anything else? Councils, would y'all? Mr. Esparza, I did have some questions in reference to agenda items. I would ask council if we could put those for individual consideration, just so that can we discuss those if, without moving them out of the individual consideration? Okay. Did you look at those
Yeah.
figures?
A couple of them, one of them I was trying to make sense of.
Yeah,
Like, so 5.3, or 5.2. Let me see.
It was pretty much all of them, the HEBs.
HEB1.
Yeah,
5.3?
all of them, yeah. 5.2,
5.2 looks
5.2
to be
and
in order.
5.3.
let me see.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, so 14, 28.
My question would be, Mayor, is you want to consider specifics as to each item or the general discussions in regards to the numbers?
I had general in reference to the how we arrived to those numbers.
Okay.
Now, I think individually, if we want to take those out and discuss them, I think that'd be great.
But that would be up to you, Mayor. I would tell you that there wouldn't be a problem with the consent agenda because you're not specifically discussing one individual item. It's general, the process in regards to how they came up with the numbers. So I think that would be sufficient, but if you want to talk specifically as to properties, you probably best to take it out of, to take whichever property you wanted to discuss out of the consent agenda. Because technically, it's not supposed to be without separate discussion, but if you're just trying to figure out how they derive the numbers, I wouldn't see that as.
Which ones do you want to talk about?
Alicia.
It's all the ones that have fixtures and
Well,
the inventory.
if you want to just look at 5.2 specifically, and you turn to page 25. So this one appears to match up. So the judgment, on the final judgment agreed to on evaluation was $4.2 million. The original valuation was 4.6. The difference is $466,000. And looking at just us in general, if you look at the per 100 valuation, we're at that 22 to 2,500 range. So that looks to be accurate. This one on 5.2.
When you say your the valuation,
Yes.
they based it on what assessed value?
4.2 million.
They based it on 4.2 million. And, okay, so, you see, what is this one? tax department. Okay. So what's the 127,573 then, the number there? If you're saying it was based on the 4 point.
On, what,
Under the,
Because the 4 point,
tax receipt.
the 4 point something is the total amount for the property, but this is for inventory or for
Page
the?
20.
yeah, the 127,573, that was the original taxes that were paid.
Yeah. Page 24 of
Right.
459.
And so when you divide it up based on the new dollar amount that the courts decided over the 4.2, this is what the tax should have been paid with 114.
So they-
114,000 instead
Well,
of
that's,
127.
it just didn't add up, so that's why I was kind of wondering how they arrived at that. So that's what I wanted, just clarification. 570.
And when you subtract the 114 versus what they paid, the 117, and just for round numbers, we're about 20%, less than 20% of the tax bill that people get. So that's roughly $2,600,
Okay.
and the number that they
Can
have
you
is
just
25.
get me, for our city, 25,543.58, and it went to 23,004.28, right? So, based on that, how did they come up with the 2,539 and 30 cents?
That's the difference between the 25,543,
That's a difference.
yeah,
Okay.
and the
Okay, gotcha.
23,004.
Okay.
Yeah, because they paid the 25,543 back
Okay.
in 23, and
I
this is
got
the
you
new
now.
amount.
So that's the dollar amount they actually
Yeah.
paid, so we're gonna refund the
We're
difference.
gonna refund the difference.
Okay, I got you now. I just wanted
They
to
were
make sure.
paid the 12,682.10.
I got it now. Thank you.
Let's look at,
Big
let's
number.
move on to 5.3.
5.3?
So 5.3, that one also, so the value that they had was 50106, and it came back at 4.5 million is what they agreed on. So that's 550,000. And under divided, so that should be 501 at ours is 0.49, 26.98, so that looks to be right also. So now we'll subtract the 24,852 and the 22,145, 2707, so that one was,
Okay,
but we should go to the other one. Let's double
Okay.
check something. And so,
So Mayor, have you had sufficient clarification of the process?
oh yeah,
yeah, I wasn't, I wanted to make sure that they were getting it from
yeah,
the,
I understand.
Mine is 23,004.28.
yeah, that was right
It
too.
comes out right. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, there.
Okay.
Yeah, that was right, yeah.
okay. Thank you. Okay. Council, any other questions or anything in reference to the consent agenda? If there's no further discussion or questions in reference to this agenda item, I'll entertain a motion.
So we can consent agenda to all of them except the one we talked about? or-
You can consent agenda to all of them.
Do we have
It's
to
just-
mention the correction,
That-
typo?
Oh, well, yeah, I would,
1321?
yeah, the 1321 instead of 1301, the legal is correct, and that's actually what we're binding. In regards to the other questions you all had, as long as we were talking about process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the process? we
Yeah, the
follow?
process.
And what Mr. Esparza did is give you examples based upon those things so we could determine and understand the process. That's fine. So yes, I would say you could do it all in consent agenda.
And just for clarification on the refunds is that if they're over $500 refund, if they're under, it happens administratively. And so it was a judgment. So we put it on consent agenda because, I mean, you don't have a choice but whether to accept it unless something's wrong on it. Okay, but it was a judgment that was issued, and then a settlement that was issued. So it's something that becomes administrative on y'all's end with approval.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the correction of
The fiscal.
item
address.
5.8 to correct the address to read 1321 Roosevelt.
Yes,
Is that right?
that is correct.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you, council. Moving on to agenda item number 6, individual consideration. 6.1, hear presentation from Carlisle Insurance and discuss, consider, and act upon award of contract for group employee medical, including stop-loss insurance, administrative services, third-party administrative services, pharmacy benefit manager, teledoc, dental, vision, life insurance, and establishing funding levels for the insurance premiums for affiliated agencies, appointed positions, and elected officials for insurance plan year, fiscal year 2025 at the fully funded, fully insured premium.
Mayor, we still need to continue. We receive bids and have an idea of where we want to go, but we want to table this so we could look at it some more and bring it back at another meeting. The same thing with 6.2. There's some things we need to look at from our side.
Okay.
So I ask that this be tabled.
Okay.
Motion to
Council, y'all are okay with that? Okay, so motion to table agenda item 6.1. All in favor, say aye.
Second.
Oh, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes to table agenda item number 6.1 and bring it back in a future meeting.
John, do I need to step out?
And is that administration will request 6.2 to take no action or to table the item. The unfortunate thing is, as far as a vote to table, it's not necessary under Robert's rules,
Yeah, you don't have.
but we will not have a quorum because Councilmember Bowen has appropriately filed a conflict affidavit with the clerk, and so she won't be able to vote on it.
Okay,
And so, yes, it's appropriate that you step out if a discussion is going to occur in regards to administration requesting that it be tabled. And again, it's so that we can have a review of 2 of the lower bids.
okay. So, agenda item 6.2 will not be opened at this time. We will table and bring it back at a future meeting.
Thank you.
Council meeting. Thank you. Okay. 6.3, discuss, consider, and act upon approving and entering into the 2024-2025 Texas Municipal League Intergovernmental Risk Pool Cyber Liability and Data Breach Response Interlocal Agreement to continue cyber coverage and authorize city manager to sign necessary documents to continue coverage. Okay,
Melissa, our risk manager, is going to present this.
present this, okay.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi, how is everybody?
Good.
Hello.
Okay, so this shouldn't take too long. So the city of Alice has had cyber coverage with TML since 2016. So what this is just what TML is going to do is they're going to just separate the cyber fund. They're doing this with all members throughout the state of Texas. So this is just us saying it's okay for you guys to, we already have the coverage, but they're going to make it into a separate fund. Nothing else is going to change. So they sent all the cities an agreement saying that we're okay with that. And that's pretty much that's all it is.
Okay, council, do you have any questions? Mr. Molina?
No, I'm good.
Mrs. Bowen?
No, thank you.
Mr. Garza?
No, ma'am, thank you very
No?
much.
Okay. I just want, so you said that they're letting us know, because I had read something, I didn't know about a separate account.
Yes, ma'am. On page 204, it says
Yeah.
the pool is creating a separate cyber fund.
Uh-huh,
And I'm not sure if they put it on your attachments, but it also gives you what we're paying and what our contribution is as well. And I did, just in case you guys were asking, we haven't had any claims. It's been a while, because I actually looked just in case. Right? So we've actually since, I went back to 2020, but it looks like it goes back farther than that, but there hasn't been any claims. We haven't had to pay anything out. So it's just our contributions for coverage in case something were to happen in the future.
Okay. Okay.
We'll do it, man.
I appreciate it. Council, if there's no further questions or any discussion in reference to this agenda item, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve and enter into the 2024-25 Texas Municipal League Intergovernmental Risk Pool Cyber Liability and Data Breach Response Interlocal Agreement to continue cyber coverage and authorize city manager to sign necessary documents to continue coverage.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Garcia? Okay. So we have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Garza? Oh,
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Mr. Garza, okay.
And Mayor, I believe we have the landscape.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, hi.
Did he take it, or?
Oh,
Maybe not the landscape guy.
did you?
But the landscape.
Okay. Council, do you mind if we go back to that and do a,
Of course not.
okay. So Mrs.
I'm sorry.
Ashley.
Oh, yes.
Mrs. Ashley. Mr. Rivera with the Landscape and Nursery Company, let me see, to receive we gave the other one.
Yes, to Josh, I know. He told me, I was working, I went home to change real quick because I figured I'd take a picture. Yes, thank you. Yes. I've been calling and talking to you. Oh, okay. Dr. Bowen. Ashley. Ashley. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh. How are you? I'm good.
So on behalf of our community and the city of Dallas, your community service to the city of Dallas presented to Mr. Michael Rivera, owner of Landscape Guide and Nursery Company, with heartfelt thanks for your generous donation of materials, time, and labor to landscape the city of Dallas Highway 44 entrance on this 20th day of August 2024. Thank you so much. That was like so, it looks so good.
Did a lot of work.
Yes.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. Yes, I will. Nice meeting y'all. Have a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you for doing that. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm sorry I was late.
Oh, you're fine.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, y'all. Thank you.
Okay.
Getting the steps in.
Getting our steps in?
Yeah.
Okay.
All righty then.
Okay, so then we move on to, let me
Have
see.
the fire go next. I've just got to get some of our mayor. And then.
Okay. So council, are you okay if we move up to agenda item 6.5 and then come back and revisit 6.4?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, 6.5, presentation and discussion from Alice Fire Chief Patrick Thomas regarding statistics for the second quarter calls for service. Chief Thomas, thank you.
It's okay, Mayor. So, Mayor and Council, I have before you the statistics from this last quarter, second quarter in 2024. On the cover sheet, you'll see a short description of some of the different activities we had throughout the quarter. Some of the highlights that I'd like to focus on are the total numbers. If you'll look on the first set of reports, you'll see that the number of total calls that we responded to has increased. However, the number of fires that we've responded to has decreased. So while it may look like we are going to the more dangerous, the actual like house fires, vehicle fires, things like that has come down. And so that's always a good thing. The bulk of our calls are assisting with medical related calls. While we don't operate the ambulances, we do support our ambulance company, and we respond alongside them. Sometimes they just need extra hands on a patient, that may be needing some CPR or some sort of medical care. And so whatever we can do at the basic level is what we do with those calls with our firefighters. So that's the bulk of our calls. The rest of them are the fire-related calls. If you'll look at the average response times, you'll see that from last quarter to this quarter, our response times did come down a little bit. So that's always a good thing. And then aside from that, those were the main things that I wanted to highlight in this. But you do have reports, general reports. We do have it broken down as we normally do by zone. So we have our city broken up into zones, and you can see exactly where the bulk of the fires are coming from. And then we break down each zone by the type of call in each zone, so you can see if you want to know specifically where more of our vehicle fires or more of our house fires are happening at. You'll see that by looking at that map as well. That's pretty much the bulk of our calls. Again, you'll see in that pie chart is rescue and emergency calls, then followed by the hazardous condition calls, and then our fires, and then of course we go down to the false alarms and the good intent calls. And that's pretty much the bulk of the report. It was provided to you. If you have any questions as you dig through these and you want some clarification or something, feel free to reach out to me. You each know how to get a hold of me. And this has been forwarded over to our IT department to be available online as well if anybody else would like to see it.
Council, any questions, Mr. Molina?
Just a comment. We're lucky to have somebody as passionate as you are and as meticulous as you are with your statistics. I know moving forward with the county, how we kind of building our case for the outer areas. That really helps that you have all your ducks in a row, Patrick. And
Yes,
Chief,
sir. And
I appreciate that.
to piggyback off of that, there is a separate report on here that separates what was in the city and what was in the
Yes.
county. So if you want to
Saw that.
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you, buddy. That's all.
Okay, Mrs. Bowen?
Pretty much just the same. I mean, you're a great asset to many departments here in the city, and I appreciate you. And I appreciate all that you do for the community outside of the city as well. But just keep on trucking along. You're doing great. Thank you so much.
You're a nice guy too. So
Yeah, we'll throw that on the top.
That helps.
That's the cherry on the top.
Mr. Garza?
I can attest to that. I've known you long enough to be a good guy. We are grateful for the work that you do, your dedication. It shows with your work and your men and with your paperwork here. And all I ask is that you keep up this good work and stay safe out there.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
My part's the easy part. Just putting the numbers together. You guys that do all that work are out there. The other ones going to the fires.
Teamwork.
I want to ask you just one thing. When it comes to our fire hydrants, do we have a system that we check, or is that something someone else does, or?
So that's coordinated through the water department.
The
We
water.
coordinate if we need to get a hydrant tested, we get those occasional requests for testing. We'll go out and test it. Either we'll test it or we'll test it in coordination with the water department. But yes, if one needs to be replaced, needs to be repaired, our water department special projects crews, they take care of all that for us.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Was that a Grateful Dead reference?
We have now, go back to agenda item 6.4. Here discuss and act upon presentation by Alice Police Chief Eden Garcia concerning staffing, operations, intergovernmental cooperation, equipment, usage/procurement, and crimes/arrest prosecution data of the Alice Police Department.
Thank you, Mayor.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. And thank you to our city manager for having us. Just real quick, we always give shout-outs. I'd like to give shout-out to Gabriel and his staff and Vanessa. They're always helpful. Always helping us, giving us an extra hand out there, keeping us in line, and they've done a great job. And sometimes those little things go unnoticed, but for us, it never does, because they do a great job. So thank you, sir, for having me. Just real quick, I made it short because John's always telling me to make it short. service.
He's not here.
So for the calls for service this last quarter, we had 4,964 calls for service. That's what we had for the last year, for the last quarter. And it's going to reflect on our next stats. So I didn't put years on here, but if you look at 388, that's the first quarter of last year. That's how many arrests we had. If you see 246, that's this quarter. So 388 was in 2023, 246 was in 2024. So that's the first quarter. Second quarter, we had 299, 237. Then we had 234 and 107. As you've seen, it's decreased. Now you're going to say, well, why so less arrests? Maybe because we just don't maybe have the crime that we once did. And so we have less people committing crimes in our community, even though it does happen. Don't say, I'm not going to sit here and say we don't have, because we still have our burglars, we still have our drugs, we still have our problems in our community. But it's gone down, and we're seeing that every year. Just real quick. Burglaries in our community in 2023 at this time last year, and if you go back to 2023, we had a record number. We hit 52 on home burglaries, and in 2023 it was 38 at this point in time. Right now we're at 25, so it's decreased. Burglary of a vehicle, it's 53. It's funny, but it's right at same amount last year. And in 2023, at this point, we had 59 burglary of a building. And in 2024, right now, we have 41. So we have seen a decrease, and it keeps going down. Last year was a record number. And this year, it's even going to be even better. I wish that we could wipe out the crime completely, but, it's still there. It still exists. We want our community to still be diligent, to still be out there, calling us, letting us know. We still follow through on our investigations. Officers have done a great job. They've really have. My hat goes off to all of them, the staff, and everyone involved. So thank them for everything they do. And my last part of my presentation, make it short, is, as you know, we have been approached to apply for a public safety building grant. I'd like to add to that Odie was instrumental. She helped us, so thank you, ma'am, for that. And so Monica de la Cruz visit with us on a public safety building grant. And so that's to build a brand new public safety building or to purchase an existing building. We have a lot of questions, and I know our city manager does too, and everything that I ask and that we do as a group, we refer back to our city manager, and that is to see what we can do with the grant. What exactly are our needs? And so we have a meeting with them tomorrow at 1:30, and to go over these questions. I know it's a short notice. I think we have till the first week of November to turn in this grant. And but we're trying hard to get it accomplished. We've been looking at buildings. We've been looking at where maybe we could build. There's nothing out of the question. We're willing to listen. Michael's come up with some ideas on what he'd like to see us do, and they're great ideas. And so we'd like to see what we can do to implement them. And so that's where we've been meeting on this in regards to our building. So hopefully tomorrow we can get that done and get it accomplished and see where it is we have to go from there.
Okay.
And other than that, we did find we had a vehicle that was out of service because it was involved in an accident. So it was totaled, even though it didn't look very much, but it was totaled, one of our new ones. So we utilized the monies that we got from the insurance, and thank to Melissa for that. And we purchased 2 new cars. So we have 2 more new cars into the fleet. That's where I was coming from. That's why I'm a little late. So I apologize for that. We got them in Houston. So any questions or any concerns or any, just so you know, something, and I did meet with this, I made a call to him this morning because it's really bothering me. Last night, our 911 system went out, and it was because there was updates that were being done to the Council of Governments and through our 911 system, and we didn't know. So that we had a house fire, and the caller wasn't able to get through our 911 system. So we do have, I've asked for a report from Corpus, from the Council of Governments. They have issued they are giving us a report on that, but I will visit with the family on it in regards to, I wasn't here yesterday, so, but I will visit with them, but I just want you to know that was something that did occur. It was out of our control, but it was, they finally called the regular landline, and we were able to answer. Yes.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, so our 911 system is managed through the local COG, the Council of Governments, and so the equipment is theirs.
That is correct.
Updates are theirs, and it's just standardized the whole region on the local council, the Coastal Bend Council of Governments. But, so some of those things are out of our control. You know, we're merely there to answer the phones and use their system, and so that's how it works.
And and even it was Spectrum that was doing the data or the updating, right, or the upgrade. So for that, I just want you to know about that. That was something. Other than that, that's all I have. Do you have any questions for me, or is there anything I can share with you, or any thoughts, or any words of wisdom?
Mr. Molina?
I have no wisdom.
Oh, it was very-
Just real quickly, what is the potential amount of that grant?
So that's what we were told, between 3 and 3.5 million. I think we can take it up a little bit more, and hopefully.
Nice.
But again, that's something that we want to really look at and to see what we can get on.
Very deserving. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mrs. Bowen?
Sorry.
It's okay, man.
No, thank you very much for that, and thank you for being transparent and letting us know what we need to know. I mean, it's good to know those things in case our citizens ask us, you know, what happened, or to be informed, properly informed. I appreciate that. And appreciate you for doing what you're doing out there. I mean, getting those vehicles and meeting with the Congresswoman and everybody that on this grant. I wish you the best, and I'll be praying.
Thank you. Let me add that I can't do this without the help of my city manager, first and foremost. He's always there for us. Yeah, he does.
No, he
And
does.
our council and our mayor, thank you for everything you do. A lot of it, you just in the background, but thank you so much for all that you do.
Mr. Garza? I'll tell you to
Chief, being a lifelong resident of Alice, you've seen the difference of how it was before you got here and after you've been here. And it's been dramatic, and it's been something really grateful for the people. I know that your men look at you as a father figure, and I really appreciate that, because it's a family affair.
Thank you so much.
And the crime going down, the involvement with the officers, the politeness and all of that comes from their leader, and thank you.
Oh, thank you. I want to make it clear that when I arrived at this position in 2021, I had black hair, okay? And so I'm not that old. But no, it's been an honor to serve this community. It's an honor to, thank you.
Mayor, I would like to touch on something. So he mentioned how Odie was instrumental in getting information here, and I think that's kind of telling about a lot of our staff. We're not just they're not looking after their own departments. They're communicating back and forth, and if they hear something, they'll talk to another director, another manager. I've had calls from streets. I know you have a need over here, and it's like, wow, okay, how did that happen, right? So those things happen. We have a lot of good staff. They care about the community, and they care about each other, and so it really helps communication back and forth.
And people probably say, why is she laughing or something? It's because we had a conversation last week, and he was teasing me, saying, well, Mayor, it's because you don't know who I know.
He was asking why we get the, it was like, why do things get done, and what, I said, well, maybe you just don't know the right people.
I was like, whoops, I laughed loud, sorry.
But I do, I know Odie. You know? Those are the people, Vanessa, those are the people that you need to know.
You're being travieso. Well, thank you, sir.
No, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Okay. Agenda item 6.6, here status report on July 2024 month-end financial statements, summary of funds, and delivery of July 2024 check register.
I feel very ill-equipped to follow that.
I was gonna say, are you ready?
Try my best.
Are you ready?
Big shoes.
Good afternoon.
I heard you say,
Appreciate it.
oh.
I'm trying my best. All right, we're here for the financials for the 10th month ending July 31st. General fund revenues are $10,364,775. Our property tax budget was $2,443,023, and year-to-date, we showed $2,615,253. Exhibit B, we have our M&O and INS for 2024 of $3,965,236, roughly 15,000 below last year's mark. Going back to Exhibit A, we have our sales tax was budgeted at 5.9 million, and we're showing 4,406,721 through May. So of course, that's without 2 months. Exhibit C, we have our sales tax budget versus actual, and this includes the month of June. June's collection was 568,101. 2024 budget was 5,310,000, and we have an actual of 4,974,822. Exhibit D, we have actual 2024 versus actual 2023, and we're below last year's year-to-date by 491,288. Yeah. Exhibit E, general fund expenditures. Year-to-date, we have expended $12,055,291. Some of those departments that we want to touch on, and you've heard us speak about them, it's fire department, police department, streets. Those are, we're working with them, hoping to get reimbursed for overtime on all three. Streets doesn't have it's for grants. They're working on a lot of grants. We just haven't made those entries, so they will come down slightly. And Exhibit F, our final slide, revenues versus expenditures for all funds. General fund, we show a negative 1,690,516. Of course, that's without the 2 months of sales tax. Solid waste, we're at a negative 225,622. A little bright light there is we did, since our last meeting, I know we didn't meet last month, but we did receive one of our commercial trucks. You heard us talk about that during our budget meetings. The second one, we got an update. Mr. Guetta said, I believe it should be here the first week of September. So that should help our repairs and maintenance. Utility fund, we've finally turned the corner on that one. Summer months, revenue's coming up, so now we are a positive 231,556. And those are our financials for July.
Okay. Council, any questions in reference to this agenda item?
Good. Thank you,
Mr.
Gabriel.
Molina?
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Mrs. Bowman? No, thank you. Mr. Garza?
No, I've got no questions.
We're good, thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Okay. Moving on to agenda item number 7, executive session. In accordance with Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, Subchapter D, the City Council will now recess to executive session closed meeting to discuss the following. The City Council may enter into closed or executive session to discuss the following pursuant to consultation with its attorney, Texas Government Code, and subsection 551.071. 7.1, consultation with attorney and government code, section 551.071. Consultation with its attorney to receive legal advice regarding real estate for municipal landfill use. Discussion about the value or transfer of real property, Texas Government Code and subsection 551.072. 7.2, consultation with attorney and government code, section 551.072, deliberations about real property to receive legal advice regarding real estate for municipal landfill use. It is now 4:01 p.m. and we recessed for executive session. Okay, thank you. That's okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Hector.
Agenda item number 8, return to open session. Return to open session and take any action necessary as a result of discussions in preceding agenda item number 7.1 pursuant to Texas Government Code and subsection 551.071, and agenda item 7.3 pursuant to Texas Government Code and subsection 551.071, or 72, sorry. Consultation with its attorney, Texas Government Code and subsection 551.071, 8.1, consultation with attorney and Government Code, section 551.071, consultation with its attorney to receive legal advice regarding real estate for municipal landfill use. Discussions about the value or transfer of real property, Texas Government Code and subsection 551.072, 8.2, consultation with attorney and Government Code, section 551.072, deliberations about real property to receive legal advice regarding real estate for municipal landfill use. Okay,
Mayor, I request that we take no action on the item.
okay. Agenda item 8.1 and 8.2, no action to be taken at this time. Thank you. So we'll move on to agenda item number 9, and it's adjournment. May I have a motion for adjournment?
Mayor, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, we have a first and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and any opposed? The meeting is adjourned. It is 4:45 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe out there and hydrated.
Thank you.
Thank you.